Okay, awesome. So basically what I wanted to gather everyone here for is kind of touch base with everyone in, Seattle, well, a large piece of Seattle that does things that are involved in fashion. So, Claudia, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and we'll go around.
Definitely. My name is Claudia Brady, and I am a personal and editorial stylist.
Wow, that's amazing.
My name's Matt Lawrence. I work at Stylist Salon here in Seattle, and I've been doing editorial hair in Seattle for about 10 years.
Nice. Jen McIntyre. I'm a portrait and beauty photographer. I've been shooting beauty primarily for the last year. And, I'm not really into too much fashion, but I enjoy it. I just don't like to shoot it.
My name's Kabal. I am a plus-size model and a stylist.
Yes.
Yeah, so clearly I've gathered a highly qualified group of individuals from Seattle. It's so exciting to just be able to have a piece of your day. I know it's crazy having a love for fashion in a place like Seattle, because it's not always something that's going to keep you busy. You almost have to find other things to do with your time.
I think it'll keep you busy. It just won't keep you paid.
Right.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh my gosh.
You can be as busy as you want.
That's true.
But you still got to wake up at 8 a.m.
And
to
go to
get
your
your
day
ass to
job.
work.
That is very
That's
true.
a good way to put it.
That's an amazing way to put it, actually. So do you have any experiences where you were super busy and not paid?
I think if you go
Yeah, I
out
mean,
there
I stay busy and not paid.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always people looking to build portfolios, get out their ideas and their plans. So there's always a way to keep busy, even though you're not really bringing in the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you definitely have to be smart when it comes to building portfolios. I've been doing it for 10 years, and I really don't feel like I need to I don't need to do free work all the time.
Yeah, you don't need to do it every weekend.
Well, and it's you're not going to hit me up for, oh my God, I would love to. No, I don't.
You have to be selective.
Yeah.
And I've tested a lot the last year, beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more like a learning experience, did some education and came back to Seattle, Tacoma area, and tested beauty because it's specific. And, I got to the point, 2 months ago, it was like, we're spot on. The makeup's great. The hair's great. The models are great.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the right looks, and, you don't really need to do stuff for free anymore.
No.
And so
There's a point where you need to value your work.
Exactly.
And know what people are good. It will be beneficial to both parties, and what people was just, leeching off you.
How do you identify that breaking point? Or should I say that thin line?
Well, I feel like you have to build an eye. You learn from experience.
Definitely.
You have to be out there. You have to literally go through the hardest points. You have to go meet some sketchy people.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I now know for next time, these are things that I need to clearly set for myself.
And guidelines as well.
I think you treat it like the people you hang out with. You want to be around people that are worth something to themselves and that want to be the best.
Right.
I mean, I know Erin through my friend Jordan, who's he keeps me busy. We work together all the time, and he's
Jordan,
phenomenal.
yes.
And I met him through doing events in Seattle, and it was we clicked, and it was I like your aesthetic and you like my aesthetic. Let's team up, and we were busy all summer.
It's really a tough subject because there's a part of me that wants to help people, and then there's also a part of me that's oh, I don't really have time to try and teach you how to do what I do. But then again, I know that I came to where I'm at from reaching out and doing things, so it's a really thin line.
I always say that if you want to collaborate, you have to come to the table offering something. And it's not just, oh, I need pictures. Because I get a lot of models and I get makeup artists. They'll say, I need. And it turns me off right away. Because they're not coming to the table with something. So the three makeup artists that I use all the time have always reached out to me and say, I love your work. And here's what I can do for you. Yes. Or here's where I want to go. And I was wondering that if you were of the same, thinking pattern and I feel like the ones that I work with consistently are they have goals and they have dreams and they're ambitious and they're going after it, and a hairstylist too. So I think you have to come to the table offering something and being a little bit vulnerable about what your goals and dreams are. It's not just a pretty picture, and and it's everybody wants a pretty picture. It's just you have to come to the table with something, because to me, if I just went up to say I want my picture taken, most people would be like, yeah, it's $500, and that's expected. But if you have ambitions and goals and you're out there trying to start,
almost like be respectful.
Yes.
And be proactive.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna know that I have looked at your work. I have
you did your research.
Yeah. Well, and but also what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
So if the model contacts you as the photographer and it's like, I need pictures done for this. Can you take the picture, find a hairstylist, find a makeup artist, find a venue, all the things, come up with a concept.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you tell me, this is what kind of model I want to be. These are the things that I'm into. I think that judging from your work, you like beautiful, ethereal, these things.
Yeah.
And it's otherwise it's some chain link fence in Pioneer Square, and it's gritty, it's super edgy, awesome.
I had a girl reach out to me, and she's like, I want editorial, and it was damn near goth, and I was just like, did you look at my Instagram page? Because that's how she contacted me. I'm like, I don't shoot that. I'm sorry, but this is going to cost you X dollars if you want to do it.
Right, and that goes with the model aspect. I think a lot of people don't realize it takes time. You need to learn the vocabulary, investigate your photographer, because we've all done that where it's ooh, I look pretty in my senior photo, so I'm going to be a model now. And then you just call a photographer who's only shot birds, and you're like, can you make me look just as majestic as you did that bird? And it's no, I don't do that. If you looked at my page, you checked my Instagram, you'd know I only shoot peacocks. Thanks.
And waterfalls.
Right. So, it takes time, but please do your research. And also on the stylist side, it's hard. I cannot stand when somebody's like, oh my God, well, do you have an inspiration? Yeah, if you could make me look like Kim K on E! News last night. And I'm like, yeah, that's not really
I don't even like that as a hair.
That's not a theme.
You're a stylist, correct?
Yes, I am.
So what is it like when, because I assume people approach you as well, hey, can you style me?
Totally. All the time. Usually, I ask for what their vision is, for how they want to feel, the mood, the sense. I ask for all of that. And then once I see if they're coming through, if they're emailing, if they're being consistent, I know that my effort and my work will be appreciated at the end of the day. And I've had a lot of people that I collaborated with that it has just been okay, let's just work together. Let's see how this goes. And, it's turned into something more than just the one collaboration. It's turned into they have the same mentality, they have the same vision in one way or another. Even though we may not be both stylists, we each have something to contribute to the table. That's how I look when I'm looking for somebody to collaborate with. It's not necessarily what they can bring to me, but how can we help each other and actually complement each other. Like you guys have been saying, I'm not going to style somebody who is just completely outside of my realms.
Right.
I'm also going to be honest and saying, you know what, I have this to work with, or I can do this for you. Right. So that way nothing gets lost in translation. And at the end of the day, both parties are happy and you're able to work again together rather than, because of misunderstandings, you're burning bridges here and there.
Right.
So what's your preferred, how do you find collaborators? And I think a lot of people, I started out on Model Mayhem, did the thing. Now I've moved to Instagram, eventually Facebook, Instagram. There's a progression, but where are you guys finding your collaborators?
I'm finding them, actually. Social media has been quite a blessing to me. I am open to talk to anybody, and you would be surprised about the talents that ordinary people, we call ordinary people, but you know, my blog, The Citizen Life, it's actually talks about that. It's a fashion inspired blog, but at the same time, it comes in with the artistic. Everybody has a way of expressing themselves. And I feel that I've met so many people that are makeup artists, but also love writing. And so there's been a way that by talking, just having a simple conversation with just anybody, not even looking for the big names, you're able to find people that are truly talented, and they're just, you know, looking for either somebody to discover them or somebody to encourage them, or just a platform to speak with. We've all were given the opportunity at one point, so I feel like there's a lot of talented people out there.
Speaking to what you just mentioned, that's a huge part of why it's so important to be respectful. I know when I went to New York Fashion Week for my first time, I kind of just was thrown backstage, and I just kept saying, "Hi, I'm from Seattle. Hi, I'm from Seattle," you know. But I ended up connecting with this makeup artist, and I didn't ask, like, "Oh, who have you done makeup for?" Or, like, "How long have you been doing this?" Because that's like a waste of time in the middle of a fashion show.
Yeah.
But I made that connection through respect.
Yeah.
And she gave me her Instagram, and the next day I saw her putting eyelashes on Kendall Jenner. So it's like you never know who you're talking to.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to have that general respect for everyone in the industry that you approach.
Exactly.
Well, and it's a small industry, especially in Seattle. So it's like, whether you're a model, stylist, photographer, like anything, you don't want to like.
Someone's gonna know you.
Yeah, you're gonna show up on some photo, like some set one day, and it's not gonna be like all that you dreamed it was gonna be.
Well, let's be honest. Our portfolio is also the word of mouth. So if people are happy working with us, we're punctual. You know, I've had so many people be like, "You know what? You've made it so easy for me to just show up that it doesn't even feel like you're not paying me." So sometimes I try to make it as easy as possible for people who are working with me, so that, you know, like you said, mutual respect. I respect their time. Their time means money because I respect my time. My time means money.
A lot of times, even when you're on set, what do you say to the people that want to tap your shoulder while you're working? You know, is that like a way to overeager way to kind of infiltrate the scene?
At least for me, there's probably about 3 people. I have a really small studio, but beauty is all shoulders and up. You know, there's nothing that I need a massive studio. And I'm about 3 feet away from the model, and the light's like right there in her face. So I do not allow people to come and just watch and linger. I mean, if the model has their mom there, or their sponsor or whatnot for safety reasons, because they're a little bit younger, but I don't have the room to just allow people to show up randomly and tap shoulders. And I kind of insist that my makeup artist or hairstylist is actually involved in creating that picture, because somebody will be wafting some hair, or the makeup artist will step in and, oops, I got to fix that eyebrow. And I kind of expect that, because I try and get the shot in 90%, you know, done. The last 10% is retouching, so it's got to be like perfect in camera.
Right.
So if that happens, somebody's tapping me on the shoulder asking me what my settings are.
Right.
It probably wouldn't be invited back.
Like, it's tough for me, like, especially doing beauty and things like that. Like, you work so hard on these like amazing shoots, and then they come back just like completely like photoshopped. And like, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I could have put her hair in a ponytail, and you could have like cut and pasted a good hair on her. Like, I didn't need to be here all day for this. Like, and then there's those ones where you're like, she is just like fresh faced, and like you just like have a fan on her, and she just looks amazing. And you're like, oh, like that's all I ever wanted.
And that's the key about collaborating enough to find the right people that are as motivated. Because I will say, you know, I started somewhere. Skin blurring, Photoshop, everything. You know, spent a pretty penny to go study with Julia Kuzmenko down in LA.
Cool,
and,
cool.
you know, I learned a lot. And, you know, and then the makeup artists, I mean, they've evolved. Alicia Kaiser, Hannah Avant, Shalonda Piguero, and Azzy Werner, all have evolved. I mean, it's shooting every weekend and learning what works and what doesn't. So yeah, everybody starts somewhere with Photoshop, but I mean, a great team, you know, and being attentive to detail.
Yeah.
You know, if you need that little hair to go just a little
Just
wafting,
yeah.
just a little
Or
bit
the
to
hair
get
tie
there.
that you didn't take off.
Oh, the
Yeah.
hair
Oh
tie.
my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh,
Yeah.
shoot me. Happened many times.
I always die when like my favorite thing on like looking at a photo, like the first pictures is like the ribs from the socks. Like they don't take them off. Like when they
Oh,
first get there, and then
yeah.
they have like the tube sock like with a mini skirt and some flats on.
No.
And it's like super cute. Yeah.
Right.
Or
It's
you
like
get
a fine
Kianna
ballet.
covers.
And like
Yeah.
to me it's always the photographer is the conductor. Like everything evolves around them. Like, you know, you want to make sure they don't have so much work they have to do post. And you also want to make sure you're respectful of like they're in control right now. And they need to be respectful of if I see something like I need to jump in there, fix a hair, fix an eyelash, fix a droopy midriff, like, you know, whatever's going on. But you got to kind of work into that vibe and realize like, okay, they're in the zone, so I need to take a back seat right now.
Totally. As a stylist, I agree with you 100%. Just because the work that we do is a little bit different because you have models all the time asking you different things and like you've told them a million times,
Right.
but they still need direction. So I'm so used to talking a lot with random people, different people at the same time. However, it's not the same, like you said, with somebody behind the camera that's just trying to get still shot or the best shot possible. I do find it that by interacting with whoever you're working with outside and before the shoot helps a lot, just because you get to understand how they work, how they feel, and you can read those cues of like they're busy right now, or hey, I can jump in and do this real quick.
Let's do number one rule on set. Yeah.
Show up on time.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one rule.
Show up on time.
I have a different background than some people, so I'm very like time.
Can I share?
Yeah.
She's amazing. In the military.
Get it, girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, girl, yeah.
But no, time. You know, and I say being on time is late. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes prior, you're on time.
When it's special,
on
like,
time
agreed.
is like I'm ready to go. Like lights are turning on. Not lights turning on, but like things are.
Yeah.
I
if you
expect people to
volunteered
start.
your time, like, this is my one day off this week, like, you're going to be on time. Because if I'm on time,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Well, like as a
be here.
model, I always think of it as there's so much work the photographer is going to have to do post shoot.
Yeah.
The least I can do is be there, be ready, be chipper, be open, and be early as possible so I'm not put off set.
No rubber bands on
Yeah.
your wrist.
No rubber bands over here, no tube socks.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking notes the first time, mental notes the first time I work with somebody. And, the promptness, the being there, the attitude, all that makes the difference if, we'll work together again or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Well, and
definitely think
people-
a good attitude is, like,
Yes.
gonna
Oh,
go, like, the
it
fun, like,
goes
even
miles.
if the shoot is not the best.
Yes.
Like, people still want to work with you.
People
if
will
you're,
always remember negative over the positive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you come in a diva fresh off of Instagram,
Yeah.
no.
No, honey.
Don't come back. We're good.
Take that back to Tri-City.
Yes.
My number one rule actually is no selfies on set.
Selfies on set. Well, like for me, if I'm modeling, obviously I want to take 1,001 selfies because I'm like, damn, I look good. I am snatched. I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Like everyone needs to know this is me now.
Right.
Yeah.
And this face right here is going to be everywhere for the next couple weeks. Thanks.
What did you look like Sunday morning?
Right.
Like,
And then and then like for when I'm styling on set, I kind of am the same way. I get really excited because I'm like, tag me in everything. Like, put my name out there. Let everybody know. Cable, snatched by Cable. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I can understand for a photographer, it's like, oh, like,
Yeah.
I haven't edited this. I haven't touched it. This may not even be the vision I want for it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna call Felicia out on it. She's watching on live, and don't hate me, Felicia.
Hey,
It was
Felicia.
a learning lesson. There was just one time where I was trying to shoot, and I need something fixed, and I was just like, okay, can you do, and early in our relationship of like learning how we all work. And I just was like, can you stop what you're doing? Because it was all like behind the scenes photos, and which is great, but I'm just like, I need you to fix this. Like, can you do this? And, you know, she got the drift. Thanks, Felicia. I think behind the scenes is really important, but there's a time and place for it.
Agreed.
And when you get down to work, it's time to work.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to be there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Cut
Don't
it
mess
off
up
and
the
get
flow.
down to work.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mindset, you may throw me off with you over here with your yeses, air snaps, and
Especially
pooch
Snapchat.
faces. Like I can't do all
yeah.
that when I'm trying to safety pin a dress on you right now. Like,
Yes.
let's calm it down.
Yes.
Especially, honestly, if you plan on working in, like, New York or something like that. When I was in LA working behind the scenes at Style Fashion Week, you're not going to get backstage without 3 wristbands that say you're VIP, your staff, and you're supposed to be there.
Like a press pass and all the things, yeah.
Because they don't have time or room or space for a bunch of people to just be like, you know, you really have to keep it quick. You have to be brief, be bright, and pretty much be gone. So with my number one rule on set, for me, I just get a little anxious when I've got, you know, 4 people on each side of me that are trying to use my lighting. You know, it's like my lights that, you know, you pay thousands of dollars for. It's
and
not
when their
for fun.
flash sets off your flash,
Yeah.
I have seen photographers lose their shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So quick.
I would say my one pet peeve as a stylist is when models are not being careful with their wardrobe. And, you know, they got the heel down and they're grinding it. And I'm like, girl, no. More people need to use that. You know, it needs to look good from head to toe. It really does. We think people don't pay attention, but I'm very detail oriented and I pay attention to all that.
Right.
Somebody just walking down the street, I'm like, look at your heels. No. Like, your outfit's cute, but you messed up.
And your
and
hair's
so
brassy.
I feel the same thing. My only pet peeve would be with models, you know, pulling on their
Respect my
necklaces. Exactly. Coming down to respect my
like
property.
you're using something of mine, I may use it again. Like I don't want to have to keep going and buying the same thing over and over.
Especially when you got a cute pair of Louis, you're like, well, now I have to take them in and get this redone.
Now I'm painting my own red bottoms. Thanks.
Anybody got a Sharpie?
I did a shoot last year for Runway to Freedom.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the models, like, by the end of the night, I was like, I will body slam her if she does not get her damn hands out of her hair. Because they were like, well, it's like, okay, first of all, like, we'll call them real models, like real people models. And she was like fussing with her hair, and I was like, you need to stop. Like, this is what the designer wanted. Like, this is what the designer. She's like, well, I don't like this, and I don't like this.
Right.
And I was like,
nobody cares.
okay, first of all, it's not about you.
You're a canvas.
Right.
Canvas.
Yeah.
You're a canvas.
It's like a
you could
still
barely walk in
actor.
here.
Like somebody else is portraying their vision through me.
Yeah.
It may look terrible. I may not like it. I may feel like I look the worst, but this is what I signed on for. Like,
Yes.
so suck it up, deal with it, keep your hands off your face. Oh, I've seen makeup artists spray you. Like,
Yeah.
She is famous now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Beauty's
I don't
a little
remember her
different,
name.
yeah. Well, I mean, because beauty has to. I like hands in the frame, you know, lightly touching. I don't
that's
deal
like-
with clothes because it's all shoulders and up. I mean, I
Yeah.
do need to like expand a little bit and.
But also, a
incorporate
model
more
needs to know how to
fashion.
like use her hands, so she's not like smearing
Like
her
the
like
claw.
face. And, like, yeah. Like,
But yeah, that, you know, with models, I think you start somewhere, right? You know, any new photographer will start with whatever they can get, right? That could be your friend, that could be your
dark pages
boyfriend,
of
girlfriend,
Craigslist.
whatever. Yeah, Craigslist. And then you graduate, and that's exactly what I did. You know, you're going to have to graduate to get to those models that have learned how to use their hands, learn how to wear clothes and not destroy them, and understand, you know, how to move and how to emote. So I think it's not to rag on models all the time, but you know, they all start somewhere. Photographers all start somewhere. Hairstylists, makeup artists, we all start somewhere. But there's a point where you need to graduate.
Yeah.
So if you're not graduating, then there's a problem. And then that's when the collaborators start splitting and going different ways because you need to grow and you need to progress. Because if you're not progressing, you're not producing the work that you want, you're going to spend money on education that you still can't grasp and implement. So that's when you splinter in collaboration and you start going and reaching for those other other artists that may or may not work for free.
Right.
They may charge you. You may have to pay for it.
Right.
And that's just a fact of life.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, and it comes down to being open to critiques. Like model, stylist, photographer, like I feel like we all always have to be open for critiques, especially working in a team because everyone's not 100% going to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the hard part where it's like, don't ever bring them back. Like, I suggested fixing an eyelash and I just got cussed out for days.
Yeah.
Like, I just said, your dress didn't fit right. Like, maybe if we, like, pulled it up a little on the side or something. And I'm not trying to step on your vision, but I'm just letting you know, like, I don't think it looks the way you think it does.
I mean, it really does, like, take a village. Like,
Right.
we are, like, we all came together to, like, do one thing.
Yeah.
Like, let's execute this one thing amazingly. And if not, then, like, we could have slept in. But,
Try hard.
yeah.
French anyone?
Right. Respect, patience.
My favorite.
What is so unique about Trade for Print, that's actually why I wanted to talk about it, because I feel like it's a little bit of a gray area for a lot of people who don't know where to start. And I don't think it's for, everyone to have to constantly be punished for not being outgoing and asking, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? I feel like the biggest mistake is people ask, who do you know? Like, how did you get that opportunity? How did you do that? And it's like, there's no quick fix. There's no quick answer. How did I get invited to New York? Well, I flew out there. I paid for my hotels. I paid for my food, my travel, and I volunteered. And then I got invited to New York. So it's like, it's not who do you know, it's how hard did you work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I feel like sometimes people miss that. So, I mean, for the one person that really wants to work with you, what would be the best way for them to approach you?
So, like, somebody fresh starting out.
Somebody who wants a plus-size model like Kabal, how would you want them to approach you?
I mean, just be open. Let's throw some stuff out there. Like, the worst part is for somebody to only give you a piece of a vision or for someone to give you such small details. Like, I would rather weigh abundance of information and we can tone back if we need to, or we can go a little weirder.
Yeah.
But just be open to bearing your art.
Yes, for me, I would say definitely the way you approach it, not just saying this is what I need from you like we spoke about before, or who do you know, what can I get from you, but it's more like, I like your style, I want to do something. And then from there piques my interest of, okay, what are you interested in? What do you have a vision of? If that matches where I'm going, then yeah, we sure as hell are working together. If it doesn't, if I don't see myself going there, I don't care how great the opportunity is. I will try to help you as much as I share the vision, just because I do believe in working on things that you are truly passionate about rather than just picking up whatever you can to maybe advance.
Yeah.
I don't think it advances you in the right areas. So really linking up with somebody who shares the vision, who is looking for going along the same lines or something that you're looking for, and shows up, makes it a point to tell you what their vision is, to give you times, availability, measurements, whatever it is that you might need from them.
That's awesome. That's a really good point. I'm sure somebody is going to hear that, and the next person they approach is going to be so much happier to have them know exactly how to approach correctly.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, like, going off what you just said, I think, like, being on brand for yourself. Like, whether you think about it or not, like, we're all our own brand. Like, I have a very, like, I love natural, organic. Like, those are, like, when I do hair, like, that's what I love. Color, cut, anything about it, like, that's what I like. And I think that when somebody contacts you and is like, I've seen your work and I love your aesthetic, or so-and-so gave me your information and they had nothing but great things to say about you, like, that means that I've done my job correctly as far as like people speak highly of me and the work that I'm putting out or that I am posting on social media. Right. It's not all of my trade for print. Mm-hmm. It is like the ones that I'm like, I feel like I just got paid for doing this because these images are amazing. Mm-hmm. The experience was amazing. And the people that I worked with are now like, this is who I want to collaborate with.
Yes.
And then you have your team that you work with when you need to like put something together, and you're like, I did a photo shoot at like midnight the other night. I like called a friend. My friend was in town from London, and he was like, I really want to do a shoot in your apartment. And I was like, hold on. Like send a call, and I was like, what you up to? Like she was like, nothing. I was like, you want to come shoot at my place? And she's like, yes. Yeah. And it like turned out amazing. Like everything I ever wanted it to be. And I was like,
always those last minute.
And then you're like up at like 6:30 to like start your day, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, but I'm so in love with everything. But you feel good.
Yeah. You feel so good. You're so pumped, and you're like, oh my gosh, that completely was out of the blue, and we vibed, and we crushed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple makeup artists reach out to me and say, hey, you know, do you want to collaborate? Do you want to do this? And honestly, I have to look at their portfolio because I don't want to retouch 90% of the image, and I have to make sure that they are showing that they can do skin, they can do nice, clean skin, or that they've got some creative spark that maybe I just don't have in my portfolio. And I think that's really something that I've been pushing the last 2 months is you got to do something that's not already there. Like I haven't done it yet, so we have to push boundaries. So, you know, it's kind of, I don't want to be the one that's kind of the outlier here, but I know. No, but I mean, you know, this year is about business, and this year is about progressing beyond just doing trade work. And I feel like I've gotten to a point, I'm not 100% there, but I've gotten to a point where I know I can produce, and I know I can produce what you want. Yeah. And I think at some point, every stylist, hairstylist, model, they know their worth, they know their value. And at some point, you know, if it's something you really want and you think that you could benefit, then okay, go ahead, do it for free. But if it's something that you've done before and you're just like, okay, I could do this in my sleep, no, you know, come to the table offering some green cash.
Yeah.
Because my studio costs, and it may be a cubby hole, but it still costs. Yeah. And my equipment is thousands of dollars. Right. And, you know, time is money, but time is also free in a way if you want to give it up. So I think I'm at the point that if you want to come and collaborate, then come with a concept and come with an idea that I'm going to benefit from as well. But if not, then be prepared to have, well, yes, I can do that for you, but it will cost X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And so I think any makeup artist or any style, you know, anybody should be prepared to say, okay, well, I can do this for $300. You know, can that work?
Right.
You know, if you come to the table and give attitude because I said no, then probably not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. Those are really good points, you know, and I feel like a lot of people are afraid to ask, what is your rate? And I feel like my tip for people who want to do trade for print work with me, also, don't be afraid to ask for my rate. I'm not scary high, you know. I'm relatively new to Seattle. Not really, but kind of. So I'm still feeling my way around. I like to work with people that I see often, you know, because I go to a lot of fashion shows. But for me, I guess you could almost say I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like when people come towards me, I'm pretty much very much neutral. I don't really say yes or no. I kind of see how many times are you going to approach me? Like, are you responding to the work that I'm doing individually? You know, what are you going to do with it? That's a huge thing for me. Like
what
okay,
is this for?
Right. That's my first question, actually. Like, okay, you want to do this? How come? Were you going to hang it on your wall in the bathroom? Like, is this going on
a Mother's Day card?
Yeah. So, I mean, with that being said, they know next time, hey, this is a magazine I'm trying to get into. I have a friend who's a hair. I have a friend who's a makeup. Can you be the photographer for it? Okay.
Like they've done all of the like prep work.
They did all the work.
You know,
Yeah.
like, which is like
Because
that's
otherwise,
how
you're
it should be.
putting someone to work when you didn't hire them.
That's definitely a way to collaborate.
That's
Yeah.
I just assume that, well, I guess I shouldn't assume, but the people that I've worked with, they just come to the table like that and vice versa. So I do expect that from people.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just kind of like, okay.
It's a lot of work.
Unless you give me a set date, time, and what you want.
Right.
Let me know. And if it's still open, and if I still feel like it, then sure.
If I still feel like it, absolutely.
So you gotta get it while it's hot.
Right.
Oh my gosh,
You
well,
gotta give it on a giving day.
that's true.
When I put feeling happy on Facebook, that's
Yeah,
when you should hit me up.
Message me then. Like,
That's funny.
Noted.
yeah.
All right, guys. I really seriously appreciate you guys coming down here to
Yes,
the
for
studio
sure.
to talk.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you.
Of course. You said yes, and here we are. And now, however many people that will listen to this have that much more knowledge about how to respectfully approach a professional in the fashion industry within Seattle. So I find that really special and really remarkable that you guys are willing to share, and it's much appreciated.
We all
Thanks for
started
the
somewhere.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. Like, I started doing editorial shoots like my first week of hair school. Like, I lied, said I worked at a hair salon, and like got in. And it was like, I faked it until it was like
Until you
10
made
months
it.
later, and they were like, I had done like 14 issues, and I was like, you're welcome. Like, the girls at hair school hated me, but I was like, yes. Like, just like every
That's
Monday.
ambition.
Like,
you
but it was like,
know?
I
It's a
refused to like,
go-getter.
like went
Well,
to
you
hair
have
school in
to.
Mount Vernon. I was like, I am gonna
Yeah, you
go
have to
somewhere.
Like,
make your
I
way.
mean, you can have the most knowledge and experience, but if you don't have confidence
Right.
and like to be that bold and flat out be like, oh, you didn't know I'm the next Naomi Campbell? Well, you should know. Like, did you see me?
I thought you knew.
Right. I mean, because you can be as dry as can be and be like, I've worked here for 20 years. I know Beyonce.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with this newbie
Yeah.
who's like super pumped,
And just
ready.
loves B.
Right.
Right.
And like
Knows-
she's giving me like 10 different ideas. I can't even keep up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, guys.
Own your style.
We are going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the wine. Next time I'll just bring my
bring our
own wine and
booze.
it'd be
This is a BYOB podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knew?
No,
Right.
But yeah, let's say bye to Facebook Live.
Bye,
Bye,
Facebook.
everyone. Thank you for watching.
Guys.
Happy New Year.
Stay strong and keep on slaying.
Be more petty.
There you go. Hey.